Hey everybody, welcome to Tim's Final Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, and I want to welcome back to the show several-time co-host, Mr. Chez. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Tim. Thank you for having me. As always a pleasure being on here. Thank you again.
We were just talking. We hadn't done an episode since our top 10 AC/DC songs episode, which was quite a few months ago. So it was about time, and for a good again, I was going to say a good cause, but a good occasion. One of Canada's best rock and rollers. He's got over. Technically, I guess you could say his recording career started in 77, but his first album came out in 1980, and now it's 2025, and he's literally rolling with the punches. We're talking about the latest Bryan Adams album. And now, is that cover black and white, or is that my eyes?
No, I think it's just a light in here. It looks like the
Oh,
same color as yours. Yeah.
because mine's got like a very light blue sky look to it.
Yeah, same here. Very light
Okay.
blue sky. Yeah.
I thought there might have been different, there might have been variants, but yeah, this is his first album that he's put out on his own label, Bad Records. And it's also, I think, his first album where he's self-managed. Bruce Allen isn't managing him anymore. So he's really going the independent route, which I have to say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're an artist with his, name recognition. But it seemed like it took a long time for just the standard vinyl and the standard CD to show up on
Yep.
Amazon because all you could get was a deluxe package. And there's one thing that I'd like to remind people of, like, putting out records. Not everybody wants a T-shirt every time a new album comes out.
Yep. Absolutely.
Sometimes we just want the music. I would have been much more excited about getting a deluxe package if it had maybe a cassette of this album. That would
Right
be pretty
on.
cool,
Yep.
right? Because I
Yep.
mean, I'm guessing I speak for a lot of Bryan Adams fans to say that we started off buying cassettes by him because that was
Yep.
the era, right, in the mid
That's what
'80s.
I did. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally
So,
agree.
so this is kind of cool because this is the first CD I can think of that I bought domestically that came with an Obi strip.
Yeah. I
So,
uh, I tucked mine inside here. Yep.
yeah, me too. When I put it away, but yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. So I mean, obviously the vinyl does too, but it's the cover's striking. I mean, this would you could see this on an end cap. It would certainly stick out. And it's just a 10-song album. It's a fairly short album, and we'll kind of get into the track listings. And I want to say after listening to it a few times, I think I enjoy this album more than his previous two. I think I like
Yeah.
it more than So Happy It Hurts and more than Shine a Light.
Yes, similar for me. It's one of my favorites in recent years. I've liked all his material, but there's something about this one, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it.
Yeah. So let's get started. I mean, he put out a bunch of singles before the album came out, but I want to get into these in the order. Starts off with the title song, which is probably one of the most rocking songs he's done in quite a while. And I just wanted to pay particular attention to Keith Scott on guitar. I mean, it's almost like they said, "Okay, Keith, shred." Like I've
Yeah,
never heard him play like that because Keith Scott's a great guitar player. I watched an interview with him. I've seen a couple interviews with him recently. He's kind of out doing the interview circuit. Very humble, and he's kind of a guy that he understands. He's no a very lucky spot, and his solos were never complicated, but he's got some of the most recognizable guitar licks because of the songs that they're in. But it's almost like they kind of let him loose on at the end of this song. But it's a really, really cool song.
oh yeah, same reaction. Big sounding, happy, positive, feel good single, great chorus. It's kind of like you said, it's kind of a big bombastic song, like from
Yeah,
Brian Adams. And I love the guitar riff, like you're saying, Keith Scott. One thing I noticed is like I in especially in this song and in a lot of the other songs, I really like the way the drums are mixed in this
yeah,
album.
yeah.
They're very like I'm not talking like creatures of the night pounding type
No,
thing.
but they're big. There's a
Yes,
big
yes,
sound there and
yeah,
a big booming sound. It's interesting too because,
yeah,
like a lot of his recent albums, Brian's co-written with a lot of people on here, and this song is a co-write with Mutt Lang, and it
yeah,
does have that big bombastic sound that wouldn't sound out of place on something like "Waking Up the Neighbors." It just
Yeah.
doesn't have the Mutt Lange production. He's produced it himself. You know,
Yep.
I mean, he's a guy that he owned, like the warehouse in Vancouver is his studio. It's the best of both worlds. He can record there anytime he wants. He rents it out to people. I mean, AC/DC have recorded there several
Yeah.
times, right? So it's
Yeah.
like he's just laughing all the way to the bank. And I don't mean that in a bad way. And I
Yeah.
also want to mention that, I mean, just for the album and like any clips of him I've seen lately, he is one guy that I would say has maintained vocally everything that he started with. I
It's
mean,
incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
so many singers struggle, and even ones that you kind of give a pass to and say that's not bad, they cannot sing the songs in the original keys. They cannot sing them with the same amount of force. They're not hitting the big high notes at the end. He's singing them the way they're meant to be sung. So, I mean, obviously, he takes great care of himself, and it's paying. You can see it. It pays off. He's still got that unmistakable voice that made him a star in the
He sounds
80s. So.
incredible on this album. It's
Yeah.
just, it's like he hasn't aged. It's just,
Yeah.
he sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah.
I mean, and I've said this to people, go and see him. If he's coming, like, Bryan Adams, yeah, go and see him. You will know, even the songs he'll play mostly songs that everybody knows, but he'll throw in the new ones. You'll get into them. You'll get them in your head. He's got a, great band. Now on this album, so he's got Keith Scott on lead guitar. He does not have Mickey Curry on drums, but he's got Pat Stewart on drums, who is like his other main drummer. I mean,
Yeah.
Pat played on a lot of the songs on Reckless. You'll see him in a lot of the videos from Reckless, so
Yeah.
he goes back a long way. Mutt Lange is actually credited on keyboards,
Yeah.
and
And
yeah,
backing
go ahead.
vocals on some tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Bryan plays all the bass, he plays some drums, piano, B3, so Hammond B3. So yeah, Roll the Punches, great way to start the album. Now, if I don't want it to sound like a complaint, but it's been my complaint with a lot of his music in recent years. I wish there were more rockers like this on the album, but
Yeah.
what is on here is very, very good.
Yeah.
The next one up is Make Up Your Mind, which is a rewrite with I Should Know the Name, Kennedy. I should know what the first name is, but it's gone out of my head. But someone he's written with before, I believe. And it's a mid-tempo song. There are I don't know if you noticed this or not, but the verses of this song kind of put me in mind of an older song of his, something like Take Me Back from Cuts Like a Knife.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's not sound
Yeah.
alike. It's that kind of feel. So that's a really cool song. I like that. And that one's a single too.
Yeah, and I got down here, great fast paced AOR, great melody, another cool guitar lick in this one,
Yeah.
really enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And, just again, we're running down. And as soon as I read the titles or when you said make up your mind, I hear that chorus in my head.
Yeah.
So
I
lots,
mean,
yeah, of ear
he
candy.
he's really good. I mean, there's no song titles on here that are completely original, I would say, but yet he's found a way to make memorable songs out of them. Next one, Never Ever Let You Go. That's another mid-tempo one. That one's written with Mutt Lange, and I couldn't find this person's last name. Someone whose last name is Nilsson.
Yeah, I couldn't make that one out either. But yeah,
I'm
he shows up a couple times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's not Harry because he's
Yeah.
dead, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's good. It's good, and there's a fun video to this song.
Yeah, to me, I got down great cruising song, great melody. Another one
Yeah,
of those mid pace, but yeah, there's that hooky chorus again. It's like we know Mutt knows how to do that. We know Bryan
yeah,
knows how to do that, and it's just like they're getting together and they're giving us kind of like what we want. Those
yeah,
memorable, happy, positive songs.
yeah,
Fantastic. Well, what and a great start to the album right there. One, two, three.
yeah. So next up is a little more understanding. Now this is interesting because it's credited to Adams, Valance, and Lang. Now it's not the only time the three of them would be credited on a song, but I have a feeling that because of technology, you can collaborate remotely, right?
Yeah.
Because I seem to think if I recall correctly, do I have to say the words credits all three of them? So it makes me
Yes.
wonder if that's not a song he started writing with Jim and then ended up finishing with Mutt. Now, in this case,
Possibly.
it could be just sending ideas back and forth, but it's really good. It's lyrically, I mean, yeah, lyrically, it's socially conscious, but it's it's just kind of what it, it's kind of what it says. It doesn't leave up much to the imagination. It's really good.
It's my favorite song on the album. It's
Yeah,
I've got down here. It's a great Bryan Adams type rock song, and fans will know what I mean by that. And there's
yeah,
the constant melody, and like it harkens back, like you were saying, to those rocking type songs on Cuts Like a Knife and Reckless and
yeah,
Into the Fire. It's just it's what he really knows how to do well. It's
yeah.
one of the many things that I like about his catalog, and just a great song. My favorite on the album.
Life is Beautiful is next. That's another one, Adams Lang Nielsen. This is a slower one.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's a ballad. There aren't, I mean, what I do like about this album, it's not full of ballads,
yeah,
but this is a good spot for one, and it's a good song.
yeah, yeah. And again, it's not like you said, not a full on ballad, but it's ballady, but it does
Yeah.
pick up a bit. Closes side one on the vinyl, so I really like how the sequencing on. Another thing I really like about the album, like you said, it's a relatively short album,
It-
but I feel it's sequenced quite
yeah.
well.
Sequenced
Just
quite well, and it's not too long. And that's going back. It's funny because, I mean, Waking Up the Neighbors, of course. I mean, there's some fantastic songs in that album, but it's too long.
yeah,
It's like 75 minutes long, and
yeah,
again, we've talked about this. It's a CD. It's the first album to come out
right.
really in the CD age. So it's like we're going to pack as many songs on here as we can, and it almost doesn't matter how good each song is individually. There's a little listener fatigue set in, especially where it's that specific Bryan Adams Mutt Lag sound. I
Yeah,
think that Waking Up the Neighbors would have been better served as a 10, maybe 12 song album and put those
totally.
songs out on years to come, right? Because there's nothing wrong with any of the songs.
No,
But
no.
this one seems like actually his last few have kind of gotten that right. I mean, one of my favorite albums from his recent years is Get Up, which he
Great
put out in
album.
2015. It's 9 songs. It's like Van Halen's Fair Warning. It might be a half an hour long, but it's good.
I love that one.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm really enjoying like the length and the tempo, but the quality too. Though it's one thing
yeah.
to have a short album, but to have like a quality short album, even better. Love it.
Well, yeah, having a shorter album really sheds light on each song. Like every song's got
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
kind of carry its weight, and they do. Now the next one's really interesting. How's that working for you? Now, before looking at the credits, I would have bet money that this was a Mutt Lange co-write, but it's not.
Yes.
It's co-written with Jim Valent. This sounds
Yeah.
so much like a song that Bryan and Mutt would collaborate on, or a song that he would have written for Shania Twain. I mean, it's got that attitude, it's got that sort of sass, but it's not. It's credited to Bryan and Jim, and it's a really fun song, and I almost wonder if it was like a sort of an experiment to say, let's try and write a song that Mutt would write. I don't know, but it sure
Oh
sounds
yeah.
like it to me.
Oh, this song right here could have fit so easily onto "Wake Up the Neighbors" right
Yeah,
there.
or 18 Till I Die. Like
Yeah.
it could have been on either of those. It's got that attitude. It does not sound like an up-tempo song he would write with Jim Valance, but I like that because it shows that after all these years, he can throw a curveball and kind of, I would have, I'd have lost that bet because
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
would have been like,
for
oh, this
sure.
has got to be a Mutt Lange co-write. What?
Well, and he's got like 6 co-writes on here, Mutt Lange. And like I
Yeah,
said, I thought it was. And then when I started reading the credits, it's a balance. Like it's a great rocker. Got a little bit of harmonica in there, that hooky
yeah,
chorus. Like that again, I bring back to like that, it brings back that big bombastic feel of the title track, but
yeah,
just a great one. Yeah.
yeah. I have a feeling that this could be a really fun one live where people could latch on to it really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking at the credits now. I'm seeing Elliot Kennedy. So that would be the Kennedy's name. Okay, Tony Nielsen.
Yeah.
That's in the thanks. Okay, I'm glad okay, so that's who he's writing these songs with. So for example, next up, Love is Stronger Than Hate, Adams, Lang, and Nilsson. I don't know this guy's name, Tony Nilsson. This is a new, but obviously if you're at the caliber of writing songs with Bryan Adams and Mutt Lang, you must know. Maybe he's a country songwriter. I don't know, but
Yeah.
this is a good song. It's another good song lyrically, and it's just they're just coming one after the other.
Yeah. Piano type ballad on here.
Yep.
Like it's got that hook you're not gonna forget. Like again, it's just especially like a new album when like they're fresh new, but I've listened to this a lot, but
Yeah,
when I can read the title and then I just it's just as good as me press and play on the
yeah,
stereo. It's just
yeah.
they're so memorable, but I really
and
like that
that's and
movie.
that's what you want with the Bryan Adams album. This
Yeah.
Bryan Adams is not an artist that creates albums that you take time to get into. You can appreciate them more over time, but usually they're pretty immediate. And that's what he's done here. He's come up with a great bunch of songs. Two Arms to Hold You is next. That's Adams and Lang. And what the Lang influence I hear on this song is in the lyrical twist, like one arm, one to do this, two to do that. Like it sounds like something Mutt Lang would come up with and kind of fill in the blanks, but do it differently every time. It's another good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally. Well sung. Another great melody.
Yeah,
Of course, is sticking with you. Yeah. Again, like what you said, like not a lot of ballads on here, but this is one of the ballady type songs. But
yeah.
it's a great one. And again, just marveling at how Bryan sounds. It's just amazing.
I mean, so Bryan would be what he's 65 now, I think,
Yeah,
which
something
is
around there.
crazy to think about. I mean, he was so young when he started, but he's been in the business for a long time. I mean, he did that Sweeney Todd record, I think, in 77. He put out, let's not forget, Let Me Take You Dancing. He put that out in 78.
Yeah, yeah,
And his first album in 1980. And I mean, we might as well say he's been a star of, since the age of like 23. He's been a superstar since 25.
yeah,
So, but he's still, he doesn't need to be putting out music. He's obviously doing it because he wants to do it. And also the fact that he's got the same guys playing with him pretty much, that says a lot about how easy he must be to work with.
yeah.
So I mean,
Fantastic.
Keith Scott's been his guitar player, I think since the second album.
To me, like it's just he goes hand in hand. Like I've always remembered Keith Scott being there,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
he's
just
part of the
yeah,
band. He's just you
yeah.
just pictured it. So next up we have Be the Reason. So this is another one, Adams, Lang, Nilsson again. It's mid-tempo, but it's Be the Reason Someone Smiles. Like there's, you can't argue with the lyrical content. And yeah, it's just like you said, well sequenced. I don't think I would have started the album off with any of this
No.
latter batch of songs, but they're good where they're placed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Melodic AOR, another cool guitar part in there, and
Yeah,
Bryan plays a lot of the guitar on the album
yeah,
also. And
yeah,
sometimes he does the drums too. So looking at the credits there in the vinyl, it kind of breaks it down a bit. But and again,
yeah,
just to show you like, he's just how talented that he is. He's not just that singer, he's a musician, a musicologist, and now he owns his own record label. It's almost like he's getting stronger and better at this age,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is amazing,
yeah.
No, no
And
slowing down,
yeah, at
so
this stage in the game, and he's never really stopped putting out albums. They might be 3, 4 years apart, but this lately it's been about every 3 years. He's put out, at least a couple of new songs here and there.
yeah, this has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the content. Yeah.
And finally, Will We Ever Be Friends Again? This is Adams, Lang, and Nielsen. I mean, this lyrically could be taken a lot of ways, but it's a good closer. It's a good sort of thoughtful closer to this album. It kind of reminds me. I really like the lyrical direction they went in on Into the Fire. I mean, that album was different than Reckless for the most part.
Yeah.
This kind of sounds like something that might have come off of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like, the songs on Into the Fire, like you said, some different topics, some more serious type topics. Exactly. Like this one could have fit like right on there too, though.
Yeah,
Like the lyrics are fantastic on the album.
yeah,
And yeah, and again, another thing about the album is just like we mentioned before, it's almost like you say, oh yeah, we could place this one on this album or this one on that album. And it just kind of makes sense because, this is what he's done his whole life. And it's almost like, you know, it's just kind of doing what he does the best,
yeah,
and just it goes to like it's one thing to sing a song well, but when you're a songwriter and you're putting a pen to paper, it's just amazing like what he's coming up with, And again, to get together with Mutt, we love Mutt, and the stuff that he does, and I just think it's so cool that Jim Balance is there, and they got that triple credit. So it's almost like
yeah,
you're getting like a total package here on this one. You're getting those three great songwriters and you're getting this guy who doesn't age and the singing's fantastic and just the album flies by and you just want to put it on again and that's kind of what I've been doing, it's
yeah.
playing it over and over again.
I mean, it's like I said, it's an improvement over his last two, which weren't bad. I just find I'm remembering these songs and I get them in my head and then I want to hear them. And lyrically, like, Bryan has never tried to reinvent the wheel. He's not that type of songwriter, but he's always been able to sell what he's singing with his voice. There's always been a sincerity there. There's nothing calculated about it. He's not the type, and if you can look in the history, like he's not the type of guy that's gone through band members like crazy, and he's
No,
not a guy that's gone through managers like crazy, and he's not gone through co-writers.
no.
He finds something that people that he can work with, and he continues to work with them. So um, I only have one small thing that I want to bring up that I
Mm.
think that this album lacks, and it's not lacking anything. I just kind of wish that one of the versions on the album, and this is something that you mentioned for Roll with the Punches, you mentioned it sort of almost had that Kiss Creatures of the Night drum sound. I really wish he'd have put War Machine and Rock
Yes.
and Roll Hell at the end of this album. Now, they would have to be clearly labeled bonus tracks because they've got nothing to do with the rest of the album. But when this came out, I
Yeah.
was so pleased when this single came out because for those that don't know, these are two
Yeah.
songs that Bryan Adams, Jim Vallance, and Gene Simmons wrote. They appear on probably the heaviest Kiss album and my favorite, Creatures of the Night from
Yeah.
1982, which just has this slamming production sound, particularly with the late Eric Carr's drums. And last year, I think it was just last year,
Yeah. Yeah.
he pops this single out. There's a video for each of these, and it's him doing these songs that he originally co-wrote or worked with for
Yeah.
Kiss, and they sound great. And they're two of Kiss's heaviest songs. So it
That.
just so it just
Yeah.
goes to show that the versatility that he has as a writer. This is a guy that can go from singing a duet with Barbara Streisand
Yeah.
or Pavarotti to collaborating with Gene Simmons
Yeah.
on a couple of heavy Kiss songs. But I wish that these would come out on a CD.
That was the same thing that I had written down. That was the one thing I wish was on there. I thought for sure we were going to get them on there. I thought,
Yeah, because
and
these
like
two
you
also
said,
came out on his
yeah,
own label. I ordered this right off his website. And it's I remember when this came out, I didn't really talk about it much because it was just a single, but I remember this is the type of thing that the buddies and I used to sit around and like, wouldn't it be cool if Bryan did his own versions of these? Well, now he has. And it's
yeah,
not one of those things where, boy, I wish he'd have done it when he could still sing. Well, he can still sing. So
yeah.
anyway,
I'm hoping at one time we're going to get like a CD or something with those songs on there and all these other ones, kind of
you
like
know,
the Reckless deluxe edition.
yes, I
Yeah,
would love to hear a CD. Yes, that Reckless, the bonus songs on Reckless are some of my favorites, like Let Me Down Easy
yeah,
and Teacher Teacher, obviously. But I would love to hear him do an album of songs that other people recorded of his, like When the Night Comes, like that Joe
oh
Cocker
yeah,
had a big hit with.
yeah,
Don't Let Him Know from Prism. Like that's a great song. I'd love to hear him do that, especially with modern, like a more modern production. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean that would be really cool. I hope that's the prelude to something. But as it stands, it really those two songs have absolutely nothing to do with this album. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
folks, if you haven't picked up a Bryan Adams album in a while, pick up his new album, Roll with the Punches. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at number one, how great the songs are. Number two, how great this guy is still delivering vocally. And if you can, go see him in concert. No, he's not jumping all over the stage. He's going up there and playing his songs and doing it very, very well.
yeah.
So, Chaz, I want to thank you for helping me review this album. Yeah,
Thank you,
just
Tim. A pleasure.
talking talking about it just makes me want to go listen to it again. So I
Yeah.
probably will. I want to know what folks think of the new Bryan Adams Roll with the Punches. Comment below. And yeah, want to thank you for watching this edition of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. Ches will be back, I'm sure, to talk about something, probably a new album. And we'll see y'all later.